So, hello everyone. Today I will try some tissue isolation, which is a simple and easy method to isolate microbe from tissue specimen. And the specimen I'll be using are this pile of potatoes, which you can see on the screen right now. So, let me pick one and let's go. Now this is the potato I pick, and you can see there are like white stuff growing on it. I don't know if it's mold or something. So the first step is I will cut the part which will do the isolation. And this is the part I cut out. You can see the surface. And it seems a little bit different than the rest of the other part of the potato. Now what I'm doing right now is I want to cut the tissue which looks like different than other part of the potato. This tissue isolation method is we usually use it to isolate like pathogen from tissue. So what I want to cut is the part which look like it's turned into like infected tissue. Well, actually, it's just part that doesn't look like other area, because at this point I don't know if it's actually a disease or anything. I just want to cut the part out and cut the tissue out into like smaller pieces, because what I want is actually quite small piece. So now I have all those small pieces, and I'm going to cut them into even smaller pieces, because the pieces I'm actually need are like very small chunks, like 4mm square kind of small chunks, which you can see inside the video right now. And some reference may say like using like larger chunks, like two and a half times the size of this one, which in my opinion is a little bit like too big. Yeah, I feel it's like a little bit too big. Well, although you can definitely try that, like a bigger chunks. And I think I probably need like 12 chunks, like depend on how many like agar plate you are going to use later. I think I need 12, but I'll always prepare some more. Now next step is called surface disinfection, which is using alcohol and bleach to kill off the microorganism at the surface of the tissue, in hope that the microbe that survived this process is the microbe we want. Here I'm using 75% alcohol to treat the tissue for like 2 to 3 seconds. You don't want to treat it for like too long for tissue this small. And then put the tissue into diluted bleach. It's just household bleach diluted like 10 times, so the concentration is roughly around like 0.6%. We like to assume that household bleach is somewhere around 6%. And the time for this bleach process is, well, it varies from different tissue or kind of microbe you actually want to isolate. But here I do it for like 5 minutes. It's solely on my experience. So now after this 5-minute bleach treatment, transfer the sample into sterilized water to wash off the bleach. I do this process 3 times, each time for 2 minutes. You don't want like bleach to remain on your sample. Well, at least not the amount that is going to affect the microbe growth later on. And of course, some microbe will be more resistant to this process and some of them don't. But it also accounts for the overall number of the microbe, which in a diseased tissue is usually the pathogen that dominates the tissue specimen. So that is why we hope that the pathogen we want is the one that will survive through all the process. After this cleaning process, here I have a sterilized paper towel to drain the excess water on the sample. And after that, I can finally put the sample on whatever the growth medium I use. Here I use PDA, potato dextro agar, because I mostly use this tissue isolation method to isolate fungus. After a few days, you probably can see a colony growing on the plate, which is the result of the tissue isolation. So next time when you see something strange on the market, you know what to do.